deep in it or we want to admit it, whatever it is, like there's a reckoning happening. And I'm not like a doomsday person. I'm not dark. I'm genuinely light by nature, but I can't deny this hovering feeling. And I agree with you. I think the art is important. It's a saving grace, and it connects all of us. And like I said earlier, maybe a couple hours ago, that when I came here to see you and Dave, I mean,
yeah, you decided to move here.
But it changed me. Like you grabbed my soul and reminded me of something that is very important.
We're supposed to be alive.
Exactly.
We're supposed to be having fun.
We're supposed to have an experience.
Yes.
And not deny it. And you know, I realize that's very complicated, but like you woke me up.
It's very complicated. It is very complicated. But at the end of the day, we have to look at like so many factors, but then take into account like what is our end goal? What's our end goal? What's your end goal as a person? Your end goal as a person should be have better times with the people around you. Whether they like you more, you like them more, you have good friends you trust and love, and you want to see them succeed. You want to see people inspire you. You want to see new art that changes the way you think about a particular genre or a particular style or whatever it is. Like all that stuff like is exciting. It makes you feel better. You want to do more. You want to feel more.
We've lost something. We've lost our values. Like we're at a surface level.
I don't think we've lost it. We're just battling. This is what's going on, and this is what has to go on. There's no meaning without some kind of struggle, and there's some kind of struggle that's happening right now that's very unique.
Matrix.
It's kind of. It's
people feel like that we're just here to like you have to. The human experience is you have to struggle, but I don't agree with that. But I also understand it. But the thing is, like, the warp speed that our brains are integrating is like we don't have the value of time and the depth. Like we're at this point where like our greatest joy is a TikTok video or some shit that didn't take much time. It didn't take much effort. It didn't take integrity. And I mean that.
Yes.
Sorry if that's gonna piss you off, but you know, learn something. Learn a language.
What about all the songs that were written in 5 minutes though? And people didn't try that hard.
Well, those
I
people
just stumbled across it. I mean, those are some of the
That's-
best hits of all time
but
have been
that-
written in
but
5
it
minutes.
doesn't work like that
Sons of
because
bitches.
those songs that were written in 5 minutes were a byproduct of songs that were like your efforts as a songwriter for the whole essence of your being.
I just meant it in the TikTok thing.
There's a guy.
I don't know
on,
enough about TikTok.
There's a guy
to speak
on
that.
Lex Friedman's show.
I love Lex Friedman.
I love Lex Friedman too.
I had
There's a
dinner
guy.
with him and Eric Weinstein.
I love both
He's
of them.
great.
They're both great. There's a guy named Peter Wang who is on Lex Friedman's podcast this week, and there's some clips on Lex Clips, and one of them I sent to Lex. I said, this is brilliant. And this is this guy, Peter Wang, and he's saying life without struggle is meaningless. And he's basically essentially saying everything that David Goggins has said, that Cameron Haynes has said, that Laird Hamilton has said, that I've said, that a lot of people have said, like there's something about trying to achieve something that's intensely difficult gives you some sort of sense of purpose. It's not necessarily all of life. But what it is like a path to understand yourself so that you can more honestly assess what life is. And I think people have a really hard time assessing what life is if the path that they're on is either too easy or is filled with falsehoods. If it's full of bullshit, like that's one of the reasons why people in Hollywood are so spiritually starving, right? Because the whole sport of being like an actor is being a bullshit artist.
Right.
You literally have to be the best faker.
They all kind of like hitch their wagon to the
Of course.
the thing of like, and I don't want to speak negatively
Woke
on
culture.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was going to talk about ayahuasca of like,
that too.
there's your shortcut to like, you know.
Yeah, but that works.
And like, and like, P.S. I'm a big advocate of psychedelic healing, but at the same time, I think we're all looking for something, whether you're in Hollywood or you're in you know, Louisiana, South Louisiana, trying to get a job. Like we all are here alive, trying to figure this fucking shit out.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing. We're all trying to figure this fucking shit out. All of us. And we have to be charitable. We got to be nice to each other.
Agreed.
That's like what a lot of is missing from today's chaotic discourse. We're like cats on a hot tin roof. Fucking we're just, our fucking feet are hot and we're
I really
freaking
like
out.
the like full circle of like, let's sort it out. Like, why can't we just talk?
Yeah.
Why can't we just say,
We
hey,
can.
I like you. I disagree with you, but I still really like you.
We can do that. The problem
I would
is
love that.
face to face, person to person, we can do that. But then that person will check in on Twitter, and Twitter will let everybody know that you're a piece of shit and probably an anti-vaxxer.
Oh my God.
And everybody will go fucking angry.
Someone recently called me a white supremacist, and I was like, what? I couldn't believe it.
That is a sign
And
of like
it was
that
so
they just
cruel.
want to shut down all discourse.
Well, there's like a bad card to pull, and it's, you know, like, let's just listen.
So the problem with that card is if you pull it on people who aren't white supremacists, then they don't believe that there really are white supremacists. And then when a real white supremacist comes along, it's a lot like crying wolf. Like all of a sudden that's
Sure.
a real wolf. You're like, fuck.
Sure.
Nobody wants to listen to me now. But now you're in front of a real KKK member that really thinks that they're the master race versus like someone who thinks that white girls should be allowed to wear hoops.
What are you saying?
Yeah, fucking hoops.
What are you saying, Joe?
Hoops
Joe,
are
what are you
supposed.
saying?
People were like giving girls a hard time for wearing hoops if they were white girls. It's crazy.
You
But
know,
it's